In a move that has ignited controversy and reignited debate over presidential term limits, former President Donald Trump recently hinted at the possibility of seeking a third term in office. Despite the seemingly insurmountable obstacle presented by the 22nd Amendment to the United States Constitution, Trump, in a characteristic display of audacity, has refused to rule out a potential run for the presidency in 2028. This declaration has sent shockwaves through the American political landscape, with legal scholars, politicians, and the public grappling with the implications of such an unprecedented move. Trump, known for his unconventional approach to politics and his penchant for challenging established norms, has repeatedly made statements suggesting that he is not bound by the traditional two-term limit. His supporters, energized by his defiance and enticed by the prospect of his return to power, have met his pronouncements with enthusiastic applause. However, critics, aghast at what they perceive as a blatant disregard for the Constitution, have condemned his words as a dangerous assault on American democracy. The 22nd Amendment, ratified in 1951 in response to Franklin D. Roosevelt's unprecedented 4 terms in office, explicitly limits an individual to 2 terms as President of the United States. This amendment, designed to safeguard against the concentration of power in the hands of a single individual, has served as a cornerstone of American democracy for over 7 decades. Trump's suggestion that he could circumvent this amendment has raised profound questions about the resilience of American democratic institutions and the future of presidential term limits. As the nation grapples with the potential ramifications of Trump's statements, one thing remains certain: the debate over presidential term limits and the very foundations of American democracy will continue to dominate the political landscape for years to come. Trump's audacious claim has reignited a fundamental conversation about the balance of power in the United States, leaving the nation eagerly anticipating his next move. The 22nd Amendment to the United States Constitution stands as a formidable barrier to Donald Trump's ambition of securing a 3rd term as president. Ratified in 1951, this amendment explicitly limits an individual to 2 terms in the Oval Office. The amendment's framers, deeply concerned by the potential for abuse of power after Franklin D. Roosevelt's unprecedented 4 terms, sought to enshrine the principle of limited presidential tenure into the fabric of American democracy. The amendment's language is clear and concise: no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice. This seemingly unambiguous statement appears to leave little room for interpretation, effectively barring Trump from seeking a 3rd term through conventional means. Legal experts across the political spectrum have largely concurred that the 22nd Amendment presents a significant, if not insurmountable, obstacle to Trump's ambitions. However, Trump, never one to be deterred by legal complexities, has hinted at the existence of loopholes within the amendment that could pave the way for his return to the White House. While the specifics of these alleged loopholes remain shrouded in ambiguity, their mere suggestion has ignited a firestorm of speculation and debate. Constitutional scholars and legal analysts have been quick to point out that the amendment's framers meticulously crafted its language to prevent any such circumvention. Despite the seemingly airtight nature of the 22nd Amendment, Trump's persistent allusions to potential loopholes have injected an element of uncertainty into the political landscape. The possibility, however remote, of Trump finding a way to navigate the amendment's restrictions has left many Americans questioning the durability of this cornerstone of American democracy. As the nation awaits further clarification from Trump and his legal team, the 22nd Amendment remains at the center of a heated national conversation about the future of presidential power. Undeterred by the seemingly insurmountable obstacle presented by the 22nd Amendment, Donald Trump has repeatedly hinted at the existence of legal loopholes that could allow him to circumvent the 2-term limit and seek an unprecedented 3rd term as President of the United States. This assertion has ignited a firestorm of controversy, with legal experts and constitutional scholars engaging in heated debates over the validity of Trump's claims and the potential ramifications for American democracy. One of the most frequently cited loopholes centers around the possibility of Trump running for vice president on a ticket with a like-minded candidate in 2028, with the understanding that the president would then resign, paving the way for Trump to ascend to the presidency. This scenario, while seemingly far-fetched, has gained traction among some legal scholars, who argue that the 22nd Amendment does not explicitly prohibit an individual who has already served 2 terms as president from assuming the office through succession. However, this interpretation of the 22nd Amendment has been met with widespread skepticism and outright rejection from a majority of legal experts. Critics argue that the amendment's framers, acutely aware of the potential for such maneuvers, intentionally crafted the language to encompass all avenues to the presidency, including succession. They contend that allowing an individual to circumvent the 2-term limit through such a loophole would undermine the very spirit of the amendment and set a dangerous precedent for future presidents seeking to extend their time in office beyond the constitutionally mandated limit. The debate over the existence and viability of these alleged loopholes underscores the profound legal and constitutional questions raised by Trump's ambition to secure a 3rd term. As the nation grapples with the potential implications of such an unprecedented move, one thing remains certain: the outcome of this legal battle could have far-reaching consequences for the future of American democracy and the balance of power in the United States. Donald Trump's assertions regarding a potential 3rd term have ignited a firestorm of controversy, exposing a deep and widening chasm within the American public and political landscape. Reactions to his claims have been sharply polarized, reflecting the nation's ongoing struggle with partisan divisions, constitutional interpretations, and the legacy of the Trump presidency itself. Among Trump's staunch supporters, his pronouncements have been met with enthusiastic applause and unwavering belief. They view his defiance of traditional norms and his willingness to challenge the status quo as evidence of his strength and commitment to his agenda. For them, the prospect of a 3rd Trump term represents a beacon of hope, a chance to restore what they perceive as a lost era of American greatness. Conversely, Trump's critics have expressed a mixture of outrage, disbelief, and apprehension. They view his musings about a 3rd term as a dangerous assault on American democracy, a blatant attempt to subvert the Constitution and consolidate power. Many fear that his rhetoric, if left unchecked, could erode public trust in democratic institutions and pave the way for authoritarianism. The political establishment, too, has been divided in its response. While some Republicans have echoed Trump's claims, defending his right to explore all legal avenues, others have distanced themselves from his pronouncements, recognizing the potential damage to the party's image and the integrity of American democracy. Democrats, meanwhile, have largely condemned Trump's rhetoric, characterizing it as a threat to the rule of law and a desperate attempt to cling to power. The public and political divide over Trump's 3rd term aspirations highlights the deep fissures that continue to plague American society. His pronouncements have reignited fundamental debates about the nature of democracy, the balance of power, and the very soul of the nation. As the nation grapples with these weighty questions, one thing remains certain: the legacy of Donald Trump and his impact on American politics will continue to be debated, analyzed, and contested for generations to come.